It's thinking. Okay. Muy bien. So let's get started. What are we doing today? Well, we are going to start a mini lesson. It's thinking. Okay. Oh, muy bien. We are going to start a mini lesson today. Once we get everybody in here. Hola, Christopher. Hola, Melanie. So if you just joined us, Christopher and Melanie, I ask everybody to put in the chat one adjective, either in English or in Spanish, to describe yourself. So if you can. Okay, Christopher. Melanie, maybe you can pop something in the chat for us. An adjective, a describing word, right? Either in English and or Spanish to describe you. Yeah. How would you describe yourself in English or in Spanish, right? Very good. Alta, right? Muy bien. Stacy, buenos días. All right. So what are we doing, clase? Hoy es jueves, el 15 enero, the 15th of January, right? Yes and no, Kimura. Sit tight and we'll see how far we get today. Okay, depends. Vamos a conocer los adjetivos posesivos, right? Which is a fancy way of just saying that we're going to look at how to say my and your and his and hers and theirs, like ownership, possession. Okay. Like I said a second ago, for those of you who may have just joined us, this is a mini lesson. Okay. If we get through it all today, that's fantastic. If we don't, that's okay. We can finish it up on Monday. Okay. But it's just a little mini lesson. And then you guys, just a heads up, next week, next Thursday, so a week from today, jueves el 22, we are quizzing or testing on estar and the emotions. So the forms of estar, right? Estoy, estás, estamos, están. And all those emotion words, asustado, confundido, whatever, all of those words. So that'll be Thursday. So Tuesday, we will review. I think it's Tuesday. Yeah, because our schedule's a little different, right? So we'll review that day before, and then we'll quiz on Thursday. So just wanted to give you a little heads up on that. Okay. Any questions about any of that? Okay. So let's talk about ownership. Okay. You guys, we are like bombarded, all the time with ads. Buy my stuff, buy my stuff. This is the best makeup. These are the best shoes. This is the best car. This is the best technology. Buy, right? We're always talking about ownership. And so, right, I have a quick story. So a while back, my cousin came from Italy for vacation because I still have, my family's still there. And she came, it was her first time to the United States. And, we're sightseeing, we're going around, or when we're home, TV's on, blah, 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 whatever. And she said, and she's an attorney, right? She said, I can't believe how you guys are like constantly being asked to buy stuff. She's like, the ads here are crazy. So like in Missouri, maybe it's different in Georgia, I don't know, but in Missouri, if you drive down the highway, there's billboards everywhere, people trying to sell you everything from radio stations to I don't know what, boats, whatever. I don't know if it's the same way where you all are. But she's like, and it's true. In some countries in Europe, for example, think about this. I want to get your opinion. Christmas time. Okay. There's all kinds of ads, right, to buy this toy or that toy or whatever for your child, right? So in some European countries, like Italy for one, they don't put toy commercials on TV or stuff like that until after like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Why do you think they do that? Why do you think they do that? Why do they not put like little kid stuff, like toy commercials and that kind of stuff until after 10 o'clock at night? Why do you think they do that? Arshas, very good. So kids won't ask for them, right? So it puts like the parent in control of what they can afford for their child or what they want for their child to have or whatever, right? And it's not overwhelming. Exactly. So do you guys like that idea or no? What do you think? Do you like that idea? Think about all the cartoons you guys watched when you were kids, right? Wasn't it always like some ads to buy something, right? Whether it was, food or something like that. Y'all think that's a good idea to have less ads going out to children? 50-50. Yeah, Kimura, did you want to add something?
I think for the kids and the parents, it can be overwhelming constantly seeing ads in your face telling them, like, oh, you need this, you need this, you need to get this toy. So I think it's better because it lets the parents control the narrative. It makes the kid a little less bratty when it comes to asking for things. So I think it's a good idea.
Good idea. Okay. Well, think about this too. My thought was this, like, what if a family just couldn't afford some things, right? And so they had to, maybe tell the child, look, we just can't afford it. Well, think about how bad the parent feels bad, the kid feels bad, like, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, set out or set aside or something, like not like his friends. Maybe his friends can
Yeah.
afford it. You know what I mean? So I think that's
On top of that, even if they couldn't get it, having to constantly see the ad, constantly knowing they can't get it would be like a
knowing they
huge
can't get it.
reminder.
Yeah, that's a good point. So I agree. Thanks, Kimura. So yeah, so ads, they're a thing, right? But anyway, so what we're going to talk about today, you guys, is ownership. How do we show ownership? My dog, my cat, his dog, his cat, your dog, your cat, those kinds of things. Okay. All right. Are we ready to get started, clase? All right. Muy bien. So I'm going to pull up one of our old whiteboards and just to kind of maybe hopefully spur your memory a little bit. And we practiced with this. Give me a thumbs up if y'all can see my screen. Charlie, Heaven, yeah, Stacy, Chris, Catalina, yeah, y'all can see my screen. Aslan, okay. So we practiced with this use of they, meaning of or from, and we said in Spanish there is no apostrophe s. Okay, so we wouldn't say Bob's car. Yeah, we have to say el coche de Bob. Okay, we did a real quick unit on family members, right? And so we could say, like Susie es la hermana. Susie is the sister. Susie es la hermana de Mary, right? Susie is the sister of Mary. We can't say in Spanish, Susie is Mary's sister, because Mary's would be apostrophe S, right? There is no apostrophe S in Spanish. We have to use they. Okay. So that's one way of showing ownership, right? Es el gato de Susie, right? It's Susie's cat. Es el gato de Susie, right? That's one way. The other way is to be able to say that's my cat, it's your cat. Okay, so that's kind of what we're going to practice today. Okay. So I'm going to scroll down. These are our old whiteboard kind of notey things, and we're just going to add to it. Okay. Okay. If you are a note taker and you want to jot some things down, if you have paper handy or you want to open a document, you feel free to do that, because we're going to start like we always do in English, right, you guys? Let me just go down here to another page. So another way of showing ownership, and again, this is meant to be a mini lesson, so I'm going to go fast. If you need me to stop, slow down, repeat, then let me know, okay? So we said our first way is to use they. Other ways in English are like, I have a dog. I'm just going to start simple. I have a dog. Okay. And I can say, it's my dog. Right? Here's the thing we need to recognize. If I say I have a dog, we already know, right? Because we speak English. We already know that I have a dog. So I have to say that it's mine. In other words, if I'm trying to say I have a dog, I wouldn't say it's her dog, right? Or it's your dog, right? I have a dog, it's my dog. So we know in English, you guys, that, for example, I, right? We use my. Are y'all following my thinking here? Yes or no? Yes? Okay. Kevin, you with me? Aslan, Priscilla, Nick, Elizabeth, Haley, James, Catalina? Okay. Well, so in English, if I say you have a dog, are you with me, you guys? How do we show ownership? If you have a dog, it's what? It's what? It's, how would I change this? You have a dog, it's your dog, right? Isn't that right? Yo, following me now? See or no? See, Melanie, you with me? All right. What if I say he has a dog? Good heaven. Then it would be, whose dog is it? Yep. Yep. Anybody else? If he has a dog, whose dog is it, you guys? It's, help me. Show me that you're following me. Yes, it's his dog. Okay. If she has a dog, whose dog is it? Mm-hmm. Anybody else? Yeah, good. It's her dog. Right? Okay. So these are singulars, right? These are all like one people, one person. Right? If we have a dog, whose dog is it? Yep. Keep it coming, you guys. Whose dog is it if we have a dog? Arshas, whose dog is it if we have a dog? Catalina, I want to hear from you today. Stacy, how about you? Yeah, Arshas, good. It's our dog, isn't it? It's our dog. Christopher, you with me? Yeah. Here's where English gets tricky. If you all have a dog, whose dog is it? No, if we're talking to them, if you all have a dog, whose dog is it? If you all, we're talking to the person or the people, because it's plural. See, this is what I mean. English gets a little tricky too, right? It's just your, right? Hey, you all's dog got out of the fence. No, he didn't. Yeah, it's your dog, right? It's you all's dog. It's your dog, right? So for English, we use your and your for singular and plural, right? What if they have a dog? Now whose dog is it? You guys got this? Yeah. If they have a dog, whose dog is it? Yeah, it's their dog. It's their dog. Okay. All right. So what our goal is today is to do this in Spanish. Okay. So let's try. And I'm going to do, oopsie, I'm going to do like the same little charty thing, just so it makes sense to our visual brain. Okay. All right. So we know it's yo. And so we want to say my, right? My dog is going to be mi perro. Okay. But here's where Spanish gets goofy. What if I have more than one dog? Okay. So in English, if I had more than one dog, I would still say, they are my dogs. Yeah, they are my dogs. I have more than one dog. It's still my. In Spanish, however, if I have more than one dog, I'm going to say mis. I'm going to add an S. Mis perros. Okay. So it's my, but it's my singular and plural. Okay. So it's based on the thing that we have. Okay. Y'all following me here? Yes or no? Give me a thumbs up because it can be confusing. I get it. Okay. All right. If it's tú, meaning you, then I need to say it's your dog, right? We're still there, dog. It's your dog. But what if you have more than one dog? Becomes tus, right? Oops, tus. And what we notice immediately is that this tu has no accent mark. Ooh, those crazy accent marks, right? So I hope you downloaded or you added that Spanish keyboard to your computer, because tú with the accent means you, and tú without it means your. Okay. So we need to know the difference now, or we need to show the difference now. So again, if you have more than one dog and they're your dogs, tú becomes tus. All right. He has a dog. She has a dog. Okay. In Spanish becomes su. Okay. If they have more than one dog, it becomes sus. You guys, I can't type today. Sus. So what does this mean? This means his dog or her dog or whatever, or dogs, plural. Okay. All right. Any questions about those crazy things there? Well, see, this is what my brain, see how my brain works? This should be L with an accent, and this should be a and instead. Sorry, if you're taking notes, it's my mistake. Okay. Okay. Any questions there? All right. So who can tell me in chat, or you can unmute, whatever, in your own words, how come me becomes mis, or tú becomes tus, or su becomes sus? How come? Explain it to me in your own words. You can pop it in the chat. How come me becomes mis, tú becomes tus, and su becomes sus? What's the difference between me and mis, tú and tus? Yeah, very good, Arshis. Very good, Elizabeth. Yeah, if we have more than one item, if we have more than one of those things, then we need to add an S. Okay, absolutely. The thing, if we have more than one, if we own more than one dog in this case, then we would say mis, right? If we're referring to two dogs or more than one dog. okay? Or tus or sus. Yes, they do all have to match all the time, right? Absolutely. Okay, good, good answers. All right, let's try some plurals. If it's nosotros, and we need to say our, okay? This one has gender. So notice that me and me, stun, tu, sun, sus, are not masculine or feminine. They're only singular and plural. But nosotros has plural, gender and plurality, okay? So it's going to be nuestro or nuestra or nuestros and nuestras, right? And what does it mean, you guys? It means our. If you're writing these down. Okay, that leaves us with ellos, ellas, and ustedes. So this would be your also, okay? So this one, you guys, goes back to su and sus, except the meaning is going to change based on context. So it'd be there, or you all, you all's, yours, I guess, plural. How do we do that in English? Your, plural. Okay, that makes sense, you guys? Yeah, if you're writing this down. So only the nosotros, the nuestro, becomes nuestra. Okay, that's the only one that has gender. But all the other ones, you have a singular and a plural form. Okay, so it's in the chat. And so if you wanted to like copy and paste it into something, feel free. While you're doing that, I'm going to open something up for us. Give me a minute. Waiting on my computer. All right, give me a second. All right, make sure that y'all can hear, and maybe this gal, if it's confusing, maybe this gal will help clarify. Okay, so make sure you can.
Buenos días, estudiantes. Mi mochila, mi escritorio, mi clase de español. No, I'm not being selfish. I'm pointing out one way to express possession in Spanish by using a possessive adjective. The possessive adjectives in English are my, your, his, her, its, our, and their. You certainly know how to use them. My cat, her shoes, our grandparents, and so on. The Spanish possessive pronouns that correspond to them are mi, tú, su, nuestro, vuestro, and su.
Okay,
Because
I'm
they
going to
are
pause it here.
adjectives, they will.
So she's giving you vuestro. And the reason I did not give you vuestro is because that's the one that goes with vosotros, which they only use in Spain. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay, but just know it exists. Okay.
Agree in gender and number with the nouns they refer to. Mi, tú, and su. have only one form for both masculine and feminine singular nouns. Mi tío, mi tía, tu hermano, tu hermana, su padre, su madre. But nuestro and vuestro, because they end in O, do have a feminine form that ends in A. Nuestro libro, nuestra mochila, vuestro profesor, vuestra clase. I'm guessing that you've noticed that possessive adjectives, unlike other adjectives, come before the noun. Bonus points if you did. All of these possessive adjectives become plural by adding an S. That's easy enough. Mi primo, mis primos, su amiga, sus amigas, nuestra mascota, nuestras mascotas. I hope you've also noticed that su can refer to a lot of different people. The context of the sentence should clarify the meaning. Carlos visita a su abuela. He visits his grandmother. Usted visita sus abuelos. You visit your grandparents. Ellos visitan a su abuela. They visit their grandmother. A second way to show possession is to use the preposition de in the formula. Object or person plus de plus the owner. La abuela de Carlos. Los libros de mi hermano. Remember the ABCs of possessive adjectives. A. They agree in gender and number with the noun they refer to. B. They always come before the noun, not after it, like most adjectives. And C. You can clarify the meaning of su and sus by using the preposition de plus the owner instead. I'll see you again. Ciao for now.
Okay, so I hope she was more clear than I am if you had a question, okay? All right, preguntas, any questions? So let's practice. Again, you guys, this is meant to be like a mini lesson, so we're going to do a quick practice. So I need everybody on board, and the quicker that we can respond, the quicker we can move on. Okay, you have in chat the forms. You're also going to see them up here on the screen, okay? So whichever you prefer to look at, all right? So we're going to try to fill in the blanks. We're not going to do all of them. You know, we don't usually ever do all of them. Okay, so give the possessive adjective to express to whom the item or person belongs to or is associated with. So, yo estoy con blank amigos en mi clase. Now, let's do this first one together. It's telling us that we should do my. Okay, let me get my little pointer here. And it's telling us that we should do my. And my question to you is, how many amigos are there? Is there one or more than one? Is it singular or plural? S or P in the chat? S or P, singular or plural? It's plural. All right, so if I need to say my, what do I have to add to make my plural? Absolutely, we're going to use mis. Okay, everybody see how this works? Yeah? Okay, muy bien. All right, so let me just pick a couple of these and then I'll give you some time to work on them. So let's do número dos. You can just number them and pop them in the chat. Let's do cuatro. Let's do cinco. Let's do 10. One more, let's do 6. Okay, so be thinking 2, 4, 5, 6, and 10. You can do them on scrap. Get them all done, whatever. Pop them in the chat. Make sure you number them. If you have a question, let me know, and we'll see what you guys come up with. So be careful, Kimura, because it's school. Remember, you guys, it's not the owner, but what you own. Remember, think of our dog example, right? My dog, mi perro. My dogs, mis perros, right? It doesn't matter who the owner is. Okay? So be thinking of that when you fill in your blanks. 2, 4, 5, 6, and 10. And I'll give you about 5 minutes and then pop them in the chat, please. Okay, Elizabeth, gracias. 2, 4, 5, 6, and 10. You guys number them in the chat. Muy bien. Okay, so be careful. Remember that our, nuestro, has masculine and feminine forms, not just singular and plural. Give it a try, you guys. Remember, our scrap paper is kind of our chat, or our chat box is kind of our scrap paper. That's where we want to make our mistakes, right? Let's see, Elizabeth, check out number 4 and number 6. No, you guys are doing a great job. Yeah, number 4, Elizabeth. And Heaven, number 5 is usted. Arshis, good job. Scylla. Yeah, Scylla, good job. Number 5, Priscilla, is usted. You guys are doing great. Keep it up. I want to hear from a few more of you. Come on, another minute or two. There you go. Good job, Heaven. Okay, I need to hear from Aslan. I need to hear from Dallas. Stacy, you did great. Nikki, working. Melanie, I need to hear from you. Catalina. Charlie. Catalina. Lay. Haley. Okay. Thanks, Kimora. All right. Let's. Ooh, Nikki. Woo, look at you. That's great. All right. Muy bien, Nikki. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the answers up. Y'all check yourselves. Okay, how'd you do? I give you all a round of applause. Muy bien, muy bien, muy bien. Okay, so is there one that maybe you had a question on as to why it is what it is? So number 2, su escuela, because we're saying the students, so it'd be there. But escuela is singular, right, you guys? So su. In 4, casa is feminine. So we need to say our house because it's nosotros. Nosotros estamos en nuestra casa. Feminine because casa is feminine. If I didn't say that a second ago. Usted is the formal, right? Is the formal. So you have to use su or sus because it's formal. In this case, sus because carpetas is plural. We want to say his brothers, Juan's brothers, and so sus because there's more than one brother. And then the last one, you are with your mom at home. We only got one mom, and so tú because it's tú, right? Notice the accent marks there, you guys. Yay, great job. How'd you do? Give me a thumbs up. Give me an emoji in the chat. Y'all did a great job. To me, you did a great job. Yes, absolutely. Okay, not hard, right? Just, stuff that we have to think about. Okay. All right, one last time. Let me see. Tell me, give me an emoji, you guys, how you feel about these things. Give me an emoji. How you feeling about these my, your, his, it's blah blah blah. Yeah. Yay. All right. Yay. Okay. Muy bien, muy bien. All right. I got one more little thing for us, and then we'll move on. Okay. Okay, this is kind of silly, but that's all right. That's what we need sometimes, silly stuff. Okay. So I'm gonna scratch the ticket. All right. And you all tell me in the chat, or I may call on you aloud. What does this mean? What does this mean? Tu libro. Yes. Okay. Elizabeth, can you unmute, por favor? Tell us what this means.
Your book.
Absolutely. Your book. And so is this a formal your, you guys, or an informal your? F or I in the chat. Informal or formal? F for formal, I for informal. Very good. Yeah, informal, because it's the one that goes with tu with the accent mark. Okay, muy bien. Okay, let's try another one. Y'all ready? Okay, careful here. Sus hermanas. Sus hermanas. So this is a family, right? Family member. What's an hermana? Sus hermanas. Pop it in the chat. Yeah, it's a sister. Okay, hermana is sister. So what is sus hermanas? Very good, Elizabeth. Only that, though? Only that? That's right. Careful on this one. Yes, Stacy, good. Good eye. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. So it's not meant to be a trick, right? It's just the way it is. Okay. If we have su or sus, It could be his sisters. It could be her sisters. It could be your sisters if the person we're talking to is, if we're talking formally. It could be their sisters if it's plural, or y'all's sisters. So that Sue and Seuss, you guys, is a tricky dude, right? Because it can mean all of those things. Okay. So how do we know the difference? We know the difference when by context, depending upon the rest of the conversation. Okay. All right. Good job. Okay. A few more. All right. So now let's hear. What do you guys got? Su hermana. Su hermana. It's singular. Yeah. What's it mean? ¿Qué quiere decir su hermana? Yes, Arshus? Yes, Heaven? So it can be his sister or her sister, right? It can be their sister. We're back to that, right? It could be your sister if it's an usted scenario, right? Or it could be their sister, right? So Sue and Sue can be his or her or your or their and your, plural. Okay, it's your plural. All right, couple more. Muy bien. Muy bien. Heaven, can you unmute? Tell us what it means, mi amigo.
My friend.
My friend. Muy bien. Okay, let's keep going. Very good, Kimura. Nikki, good job. Elizabeth, good job. Good job. Yay, good job. Arshus, what is tus libros? Unmute, por favor.
Your books?
Your books, absolutely, right? We got more than one book. So we got to add our S onto tu, becomes tus. We got more than one book. You guys are doing great, okay? What you think? Yay, Heaven. Yay, Kimura. Elizabeth, yay. Anybody else?
Oh.
Yay, Stacy. Okay, anyone else? Yes, Arshus. Okay, Stacy, can you unmute, por favor? What does this mean? Nuestro Padre.
Our Father.
Our father, our dad. Yeah, muy bien. Muy bien. Okay, last one, I promise. Mis amigos. Mis amigos. Good, Heaven. Good, Elizabeth. Good, Kimura. Priscilla, muy bien. Anyone else? Christopher, I haven't heard from you today. Carolina, Akari. Okay, Priscilla, can you unmute, por favor? Tell us what mis amigos means.
My
I didn't hear you.
friend.
Yeah, my friends, right? Plural. Mis amigos, my friends. Okay. Muy bien, clase. Round of applause. All right, you guys did a great job. So that was our little mini lesson. And let me get my my screen here loaded up correctly. And I'll tell you what we're going to do next. Somebody asked me at the beginning of class, were we going to work in VHL today? And my answer to you is yes. Because we have time now. Okay. So give me 1 second. Second. Okay. So my computer, let's do this. Somehow I feel like it jumps around, it jumps out. Okay. So join me in Canvas. Okay. You guys, once we finish these possessive adjective things, we are done with Unidad Uno. Remember, a week from today, we're going to have a quiz on a star and la emociones and the emotions. And then that'll be officially the end of Unit 1. Yay. Okay, big long one. I told you guys this was the one that was going to teach us all the everything we need, and everything beyond this is just adding. Okay. So in Unit 1, scroll way down to where you see, I guess, Los Lugares con Estar, and I had published these 4 things here. So if you didn't get those finished, remember, you guys, whenever you see the little star, whatever that is, those are VHL assignments. Okay. So I'm going to give you some work time. And I'm going to, while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to publish the one for today on the possessive adjectives. Okay. All right. Any questions, you guys? Again, our goal is to have any assignments, right, finished and done before Thursday. So you have your practice in before the quiz, right? Okay. Any questions about where we are or what we're doing? Okay. I'll let you work. If you have a question, unmute or pop it in the chat. Meanwhile, I'm going to fight with VHL to put that other one in Canvas while y'all are working. You guys should see it in VHL. It's called Quien Tiene Que. And I'm not sure why it won't pop up for me in Canvas. I'll try again. So if you see one in VHL, Quien Tiene Que, that's the one on the possessives, my, yours, his, hers, whatever. Let's see if I can do it again. Sometimes Canvas, I'd like to throw it out the window. Okay, can I interrupt you guys? My apologies. I finally got it to work, I think. You are gonna need to refresh your Canvas screen. I'm gonna share mine. Okay. Y'all with me? Give me thumbs up if you can see me, see my screen. Okay, I just added the one on these possessive adjectives it just now took, and I just added it right after those others, just for ease of use. Okay, and it's called quien tiene que. Quien tiene que. Okay. Who has what is basically what it is. Who has what? So it's easy peasy, 6 sentences. You just put in the correct form of my, your, his, her, just like we've been practicing today. So those 6 things, you have plenty of time to get finished by the time we get out of here today. Okay. All right. Work time, stay in Canvas so I can answer any questions. I'll be in Go Guardian with you. I still need to take attendance, right? I will put these back in to chat in case you need them. All right, good job, Dallas. Get that finished up. Good job, Heaven. You guys need help finding a resource or something? Let me know. If you guys get stuck on something, let me know. Good job, Arshis. You guys, I'm giving you class time so you can have a Spanish free weekend, right? Get all your stuff done and take advantage of it. Okay. Can you pull it up, Kimura, on your screen so I can see it? There you go, Guardian. Okay, so yeah, good question. So it is a question, right? So the number 5 says, how is she? In other words, what is she like? Right? So we need to say she is annoyed. Oh, go back, go back, go back. 1 second. Scroll back up, please. Okay, so remember that we're using estar when we're talking about being sick, you know, temporary conditions or our emotions. We're using estar, right? So in number 5, it wouldn't be S because that would be ser. What would it be instead? There you go. You guys, oh, and another reminder, good job. Another reminder is don't forget those accent marks in VHL for like está or tú and tus, because it's going to matter. Okay. It's gonna matter. No. Um, you shouldn't. Let's see. Oh. Oh, I guess they wanted you to put the word ella in. And then this number 1 in the second half, Kamora. It has to match with estás. Which form goes with estás? Okay, anyone else have questions? In VHL, Arshus, or otherwise? Yeah, Heaven, hang on one second. In settings. You have to hold down on it. Now, you don't need to use that in VHL because it should pop up on your little blank if you have like a blank thing. Do you mean in VHL or do you mean in something else? Something else? So even if you hold down on the key, it doesn't like give you a menu to pick from? No? I don't know then. Maybe it's a setting on your computer. I'm not sure. You guys, whoever of us put the Spanish keyboard in, did anybody have trouble getting the accent marks to show up? I'm trying to tech solve a problem. Hang on, Arshus, and if not, just do it the old-fashioned way, right? Just put a little whatever. Okay, till we get it figured out. Because other folks are telling me they didn't have a problem. So just do it the old-fashioned way, if that helps any. You hold down the letter you need and click the accent. That's what everybody's saying. It works if you press the quotation button and then the letter. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Did you hear that, Arshus? If you press the quotation button and then the letter. Okay, Heaven, can you pull it up on your Go Guardian? Well, remember, it's about what you own. Can you pull it up on your Go Guardian and I can look at it? Let's see. Okay. So we're talking about what are we owning, Heaven, in number 2? What are we owning in number 2? Yeah. And so is house masculine, feminine, singular, or plural? It's feminine and singular. So your word nuestro should be feminine and singular. Does that make sense? Okay. Muy bien. Good job. Good question. I love questions. Anybody else have a question? All right, that's our time. clase? Last chance for a question? Oh, yeah, no, it's got an A on it, so that one's good to go. Okay. Okay, have a great weekend. Try to get these all done. Remember, next Thursday, we're quizzing, okay, on Estar y las emociones. All right, you guys? All right, adios. Great job today. Adios, adios. Adios.